On your road trip, do you follow trucks or do you pass the trucks and lead the way? What makes leaders effective? What distinguishes people who are perceived as leaders from those who are not perceived as leaders? More importantly, how do we train future leaders and improve their leadership ability? These are important questions that have attracted scholarly attention in the past several decades. Leadership is the act of influencing others to work toward a goal. Leaders exist at all levels of an organization. Some leaders hold a position of authority and may use the power that comes from their position as well as their personal power to influence others. They are called formal leaders. In contrast, informal leaders are without a formal position of authority within the organization, but demonstrate leadership by influencing others through personal forms of power. In this lesson, I'll introduce you to leading. Welcome to Principles of Management, Lesson 10, Leading. This is Jimmy Allen. For Lesson 10, read Chapter 13. The chapter looks at leadership and details its importance and association with power and authority, the roles leaders must play with their followers, along with the theories that govern the practice of leadership and the styles that leaders may adopt will be determined. Many studies searched for a limited set of personal traits which would make someone be viewed as a leader and be successful as a leader. Some traits are consistently related to leadership, such as intelligence, both mental ability and emotional intelligence, personality, extroversion, conscientiousness, openness to experience, self-esteem, and integrity. The main limitation of the trait approach was that it ignored the situation in which leadership occurred. Therefore, it is more useful to specify the conditions under which different traits are needed. By understanding learning styles, you can learn to create an environment in which everyone can learn from you, not just those who use your preferred style. Learning styles and preferences vary for each of us and in different situations. By understanding this and developing the skills that help you learn in a variety of ways, you make the most of your learning potential. And because you're better able to learn and gather information, you'll make better decisions and choose better courses of action. And by understanding that other people can have quite different learning preferences, you can learn to communicate your message effectively in a way that many more people can understand. Take time to identify how you prefer to learn and then force yourself to break out of your comfort zone. Once you start learning in new ways, you'll be amazed at how much more you catch and how much easier it is to assimilate information and make sense of what is going on. When researchers failed to identify a set of traits that would distinguish effective from ineffective leaders, research attention turned to the study of leader behaviors. Leaders may demonstrate task-oriented and people-oriented behaviors. Both seem to be related to important outcomes, with task-oriented behaviors more strongly relating to leader effectiveness and people-oriented behaviors leading to employee satisfaction. Leaders can also make decisions using authoritarian, democratic, or laissez-faire styles. There is no best style, and the effectiveness of each style seems to vary across situations. Researchers realize the importance of the context in which leadership occurs, which paved the way to contingency theories of leadership. The contingency approaches to leadership describe the role the situation would play in choosing the most effective leadership style. Fiedler's contingency theory argued that task-oriented leaders would be most effective when the situation was the most and the least favorable, whereas relationship-oriented leaders would be effective when situational favorableness was moderate. Situational leadership theory takes the maturity level of followers into account. House's path goal theory states that the leader's job is to ensure that employees view their effort as leading to performance and increase the belief that performance would be rewarded. For this purpose, leaders would use directive, supportive, participative, and achievement-oriented leadership styles, depending on what employees needed to feel motivated. Vroom and Yetton's normative decision model is a guide leaders can use to decide how participative they should be given decision environment characteristics. Contemporary approaches to leadership include transformational leadership, leader-member exchange, servant leadership, and authentic leadership. The transformational leadership approach highlights the importance of leader charisma, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized organizational goals. According to Leader-Member Exchange, LMX approach, the unique, trust-based relationships leaders develop with employees is the key to leadership effectiveness. Recently, leadership scholars started to emphasize the importance of serving others and adopting a customer-oriented view in leadership. Another recent focus is on the importance of being true to oneself as a leader. While each leadership approach focuses on a different element of leadership, effective leaders will need to change their style based on the demands of the situation as well as using their own values and moral compass. The various leadership styles have their pros and cons. It is valuable to be able to assess them in light of your situation and your personal style. Authenticity has become recognized as being important regardless of the other leadership styles one uses. Anyone can be an authentic leader if he or she develops those skills. There is no time like the present to start. With this lesson, we've shown you leading. Try to relate what you read and discuss to your own real experiences at work, in the classroom, on the athletic field, and at home. Coming up in the next lesson, we'll start studying teams. This has been Management, Lesson 10, Leading. I'm Jimmy Allen, and I look forward to guiding you each step of the way as you determine your own philosophy of management.